Did you hit that?
Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping.
It went twice.
Got it twice in that one.
It's a bam. It was just because it's so cool. It goes poof. It's so badass.
Twice. Now we gotta start.
I don't know how it went twice. I don't know why it went twice, but it went twice. It's just that good. It deserved the old 2Xer. What's up, dudes? Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Is it still Wednesday?
It don't feel like a Wednesday.
What does it feel like in your world?
7 about them day. I don't know. I can't keep up anymore, man.
Third Thursday.
That's either a sign that you're like retired or just like, which could overlap, but or just like super busy that they all run together. Cause like, and in your case, probably because you travel so much, like it would get tough to keep the day straight.
Well, yeah, because I traveled back from New York City on Monday, which was weird. And then Angela was gone. Tuesday morning, I woke up to my alarm, which never happens. It's always hers. And I'm not even exaggerating. It was 30 seconds. I was in bed. Where am I right now? Like, I didn't know what bed I was in, what state I was in. Angela wasn't there. I thought something happened. And then finally realized, oh, yeah, she's in Salt Lake. You're home alone. Go to the gym.
Yeah. But like, did you have a panic or were you just like, okay, get my bearings. Where are we at here? Oh, shit. I'm in my own house.
Yeah, it was weird because I was sober too. I mean, like dead ass sober. And I was like, what is going on right now? Why is my alarm going off? Where's my wife?
Sober's overrated. See, it just doesn't do anything good. Doesn't do anything.
We've all been there, just not in a normal state of mind.
Yeah. We got infrequent favorite guest Corey Hillary in the house today from the WA group. We're talking acquisitions, insurance coming to play.
I thought you said frequent unfavorite guest, and then I was like, "Damn, that sucks." But no, the way you said it sounded better. I like.
Yeah. It's like distance makes the heart grow fonder. You know, that type of logic. I think that's what you're going for. We got Rob Anderson, and he's actually in a place where he has signal, and we get to like hang out with him instead of just. Instead of just
first thing I noticed when I came on.
Yeah. Like, Rob isn't glitching. We actually can have a conversation with him instead of wondering when he's going to get back to cell reception. Yeah. Just frozen with a weird face. Of course, we got JC Chanowski, unique genius in the house. And we got the one and only Michael Gregory from Click Call Sell. And then me. And I'm here too. And we're doing acquisitions today. Oh, Jai, I forgot to do the thing on I forgot to do 2 things. Do you want to post the link on my Facebook page to the business page so people can actually find it? I'm gonna get us.
True.
That prompted me to get us live on the Instagram too. So we're live on the Instagram, folks. Drew Larson in the house. What's up, Drew? We got a conversation today. This is going full circle. We ain't leaving this topic for the entire episode. We're talking about acquisitions, mergers, buying and selling businesses, the ins and outs, the do's, the don'ts, the what have yous. And because it's such a deep topic, we're going to finish it with a little Price is Right. I got 6 businesses up for bid today in a city that I will disclose after you guys bid on the businesses. But we got some fun ones. We got one where I was like, damn, I might be going to buy that business. Like, I think I can make a play at that one. We got big ones. We got small ones. We got hearts and type it. This looks like some shit one of my daughters would have done if they had access to my phone, like, and chimed in on something, like a few hearts and then just a love that. That's good. So acquisitions, we like before we even went live, we started talking about it. And this isn't new. We see this when the economy gets a little weird and people have an off year. Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of panic. There's a little bit of some people are leaving, some people are getting out, some people are doubling down. And so we just see more small businesses move in times like these. And I'm from our bookkeeping businesses, Michael is seeing it from his side, from a coaching and marketing perspective. I bet JC's got a business or 2 he wants to buy or sell. I don't know. For sure, there's one that I know he wants to sell. And we got Corey here from the insurance side, and Rob's been in the game for a minute. So I feel like it's just a good topic to kick around. Let me do this. I'm going to start with Rob because I think Corey, you like if we go round robin on this, it's gonna. I think you're gonna pull it together from an insurance perspective and like be a good final word on this one. Rob, as an operator in this space, are you seeing this like in your market? Are you seeing companies coming and going, and are you actively looking at maybe scooping up some potential former competitors?
No, I mean, my bigger thing has just been going to different things. I went to a shop tour with LB Capital last Wednesday. And their whole thing is basically like take your company, try to just put it on steroids for 12 to 24 months to dramatically improve the PE valuation for it. And it's still looking at just different ways to operate and again get a business that somebody would want to buy, and what are they just doing dramatically different, or what are their best practices and things. So
did they say what like a natural floor is from a revenue perspective or a profitability standpoint to
for
put
them,
discussion?
they really wanted to get from 2 or 3 million up to close to 20, 25, because that just dramatically improves it. And then they also were really trying to look at companies where it's primarily subcontractor based. So as long as you've got an amazing sales team, a solid CSR, some AI, and are running Service Titan, then they can just dump a ton of money into Angie Leads and everything, and just crank through stuff. So
let it rip.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of your like newer entrants or smaller competitors go to the wayside, or have you not been looking?
We've had a couple of businesses that have been sold, and just a new owner taking over it. I haven't really seen much as far as mergers or acquisitions, really. I mean, most of the guys that are smaller aren't really. It's not like I'd be buying route work that would be beneficial or anything like that. We're trying to build our commercial route work right now, and we'll see how that goes. But
yeah, JC, how about you? Are you seeing activity? Are you engaging in your own activity to offload any of your businesses? What's your view?
Yeah, I mean, over the years, I've had a bunch of people try and sell. I've bought 2 pressure washing and 3 Christmas light companies. Nothing crazy, but it was funny because a guy that I bought out, and I want to say, hold on, let me see real fast. It was 2015. I bought him out for $20,000, and that sale still to this day, we'll even do it next week, gave me 1 commercial job. And I say this because don't always devalue somebody selling their business, because you never know the worth of what they already have in their clientele. But 1 commercial client, literally every single year, I think we've done over $200,000 total. Probably more than that. There's a lot on here. I mean, some years we're doing 80. No, it's way more than 200,000, because one year we did 80,000 between pressure washing, gutter cleaning, concrete cleaning, and dryer vent cleaning. Like, we're doing $14,000 in dryer vent cleaning for this job next week, and it'll take us about 4 days, maybe.
Yeah.
He really had a shit business, but he was hurt and didn't want to do anything. So I paid him $20,000 cash, and we made our money over and over and over, and still making money on that thing, and still getting leads from his old website that we just never even touched and just left it there.
Yeah, still just hanging out.
So, I mean, I do see a lot of guys trying to sell their business, especially right now, between a few guys just getting hurt and just not seeing the return. And, they all want 10x of what they put into their company. So I think that's the hardest part, is coming to the common ground. For the Christmas lights, I found it easy just to say, hey, we'll do 30 or 40% of whatever is sold for your prior year. We'll give you that, and we keep the rest. This way there's no like upfront $20,000. It's just whatever gets sold, and then we'll keep the list, and then whatever happens with that. So, these are the smaller numbers, and then you get the bigger ones that the guys are selling to PE. Obviously gets more in depth with their EBITDA and all that stuff. But for these smaller guys, sometimes there is a really good value to just get an offer out to them, grab a list, and utilize that. Like I said, the one guy, 2015, I mean, just I couldn't believe it. I mean, literally just every year I'm like, hell yeah, it's coming back. It's just a reminder of what that $20,000 investment was.
And it's so funny. I think somebody, Ron chimed in and said, you know, some people are panicking, some are selling, some are just hanging it up all together. And it's like, man, if I could just find the people that are hanging it up all together and like scoop those up, right? It's like they get so disgruntled, they forget that they have a thing that's valuable. At least your guy, you got a hold of him before he hung it up, and he got a few bucks, and you got an amazing like repeat business that keeps filling it up for you. It's amazing how many people just throw in the towel. Chris James says, "Acquire me." LOL. But it is amazing how many people are willing to like just get so frustrated and flustered. They think that their business isn't worth anything. And then there's the people that have $100,000 business and think somebody's going to pay them $100,000 for it.
Dude, we had that company was doing 300 grand had the previous year, and then had told everybody publicly that they were shutting down at the end of June or whatever. And I went through all the stuff and looked at everything, and he asked for $300,000. And it was like, again, here's the books we show the government, and here's the books that we keep over here. Well, guess what? You can get paid out on the books you show the government. That's what we can base this off of. That's what the bank is going to look at. And like looking at it, it's like, it's always a good exercise to go through. And certainly it's kind of the whole thing of interviewing before you're ready for that actual job. You want those at bats. We had a big lighting company that was like, we do $1 million, I asked for $1 million. And I was like, can you show me stuff like a report, a P&L, anything? Like,
Oh, you have a letter that your mom signed?
Yeah.
That says $1 million. Like,
you got a warehouse full of stuff. Well, JC's worth $5 million then, right? You know?
Yeah.
Me too.
Still?
Yeah. No, I cut back a lot.
Okay.
You know, one other thing too, just to consider while we're talking about this is, you know, a lot of guys start businesses and they just really suck at owning a business, but they're really good operators. And maybe they don't want to own a business, but they love what they're doing. So, you know, I talked about this today with my office, or yesterday, because she's like, why don't we do windows? I'm like, I suck at windows. I just don't want to do windows. I don't want to offer it. I was like, but if you took this over, you know, and ran the business, like, I would say go find somebody who has a window cleaning business that sucks at running a business and bring them on board, make them a partner in that. And then now you have your window cleaning operation fulfilled. He doesn't have to worry about running a business. He just has a job. And then it's a win for everybody.
That I think you guys kind of know this story, but that's how I ended up working with Sean. Sean had his cleaning companies, and he was great at like the day-to-day and the people stuff, but he avoided all of the higher level, like CEO level stuff in his business and the books and all that stuff. And so that was why we teamed up with Sean. And he was like, I don't mind like running the day-to-day, but I don't like doing all the business stuff behind the scenes. I need some help with that sort of thing. Right. And so when we bought his business, we kept him on, and Sean and I went on. Obviously, we still do stuff together with Michael and Higher Lead Chill. And so that was how Sean and I came together in the first place, was we needed his expertise in maid services at the time. He eventually built really solid expertise in recruiting, but we always worked hand in hand from like a business and an operator perspective. What are you seeing out there? You're obviously entrenched in all sorts of business stuff with your coaching and your marketing. Are you seeing an increase in activity, and are you getting pulled into it? What's the vibe?
Well, I mean, private equity has been hot for a number of years in the trades, and I think they're just getting better at it. I didn't even hear the word hub and spoke model until probably like a year and a half or 2 years ago. Now it seems like all these private equity companies are figuring out how to centralize their expenses. I think that some of them were over leveraged. 22, 23 were so hot, and it was so easy to get leads that some of the smaller ones might have over leveraged themselves. But right now what I'm seeing is there's people that are reading the books, listening to the podcasts, are getting the itch. They've had a successful business for getting, maybe 3-4 million of EBITDA, and starting to create their own search funds for private equity. I think this is this like golden age in time where like AI is ramping up. It's building a community, getting a framework or a business model that can work at scale. I think it's a really, really good time for me. And please correct me if I'm wrong, I only see 1 or 2 private equity companies having any real success with pressure washing or the exterior cleaning industry. And so that tells me a story of the lifetime value with pressure washing just isn't the same as other industries. So my point is that some industries I think lend themselves better to the private equity model than others. And if anybody wants to get into it, then I'd look and see like the lifetime value or what the opportunities you have to grow at scale. It's harder to grow 2-3 million a year in sales from a pressure washing company than it is a roofing company. So looking at the industry is really important. As far as that, like what I'm seeing, people, EIDL is crippling. People want to sell, but they've got $300,000-$400,000 of EIDL sitting out. So their business was worth 800, now it's worth 3, and they're just like, I can't do that. And so there's factors that are really contributing to people that are able to or not able to sell right now.
Yeah, that's a good point with the debt. I do remember when I first started like working in Blue Skies back in the day, and we were buying up a bunch of things. One of our acquisition competitors, I forget their name. Was it Matt Rawl? Matt something or other was like their MBA gunslinging acquisition specialist. And it was the guys that bought Latimer and Kempton and Brandon Vaughn.
Yeah.
Group was. And every time I talked to him, it felt like, Corey, you know how whenever you talk to Charlie, car sales are always at the best that they've ever been.
The best. All the time.
Every time you talk to somebody like that, it's always the best. It's never been any better. And I'm like, that's impossible. But I appreciate that you're excited about your business. But every time I would talk to Matt, it was like, oh man, yeah, we're crushing it with these acquisitions. Every time I would talk to any of the operators, they'd be like, we are getting our asses kicked. Like, you know, it was like they just couldn't figure it out back then. And I think Matt disappeared from the industry. Like, I think it just didn't work. I don't hear anything about him anymore. Maybe I'm just not in the loop on it. But that was the first time I remember seeing, like, I guess you could call it private equity come in, and but it was at a smaller level, like trying to buy the $1 million companies instead of the $3 to $5 million companies. And it's tricky. I think that was a lesson we learned with Blue Skies was like, man, we just couldn't scale that the way we thought we would. And then we started doing more of what JC was talking about, which is if we're going to buy something, we're going to buy something that is in a market we're already in and is a dude that just needs to get out of this because he's either hurt or he, you know, something happened and he's better to get something rather than nothing for the business he's about to shut down.
I will share something for your listeners just from experience before the genius and super experienced guy Corey shares his. Is if your books aren't clean and in order, you're going to just either never sell or you're just going to be murdered in the acquisition. Because I coach people on this all the time. And we're coming up with creative ways to come up with like financing, seller finance, and like your seller discretionary income isn't really documented correctly. So it's really based on your P&L. And so if you can't show profit, to Rob's point earlier, like if you don't like show profit,
we do $1 million. We do $1 million.
You're done.
From my mom.
You're done. You're absolutely done. And then one more thing is most of the people I'm working with, the starting point, the floor for becoming a target for acquisition is 250 in EBITDA. So like profit before all of your taxes and everything. So that's like the starting point. And 500 is really where you want to be in like your EBITDA. Just call it your net profit. And that's where like people start to say, okay, your business is actually now worth something.
At that point, it becomes a business. It's not a job with an operator.
Yes.
For sure. I know Jai is probably texting me in the private chat here that we got to hit a commercial pretty soon. Oh no, he didn't yet. We do need to hit a commercial pretty soon. But first, Corey, what are you seeing? Like, obviously you insure a bunch of jack wagons like us. Are you seeing a bunch of movement in any specific industries, or is it kind of across the board, or are you not seeing any at all?
All across the board. I've got IT companies buying IT companies, healthcare companies buying healthcare companies, contractors buying contractors. It's happening everywhere. But I'm going to bring a little different spin on this because you guys keep talking about finding the right deal, finding the right company. And I will make a very strong argument that you can use their insurance to help you with those evaluations, right? So you think about it, you look at a company and you ask them to see everything. If you're doing due diligence when making an acquisition, you need to be looking at everything. Not only is there financial ties to what you have going on. For example, does everybody in the call know what their experience mod is if you qualify for an experience mod on your work comp? Right? Mm-hmm. You buy a company and you assume all their operations. Guess what else you buy? Their experience mod. Their experience mod is a 2.50. All of a sudden, your premium is going to go up 250%. Your premium and their premium that you bought and put together. So you've got all these things that you should know when you're getting involved, but then you start looking at their data, their information. I'll make an example. We'll pick on JC. JC sells Unique Genius to Michael Grigory. Okay. JC doesn't have EPL in place, employment practices liability. Okay. 3 months before he sold Unique Genius to Michael Grigory. Okay. He pinched coworker's ass. Right.
Yeah, he probably would because he's married.
And then again,
JC, you know him.
Right. And I knew that would get some laughs. But check this out. He sells the company. Okay. Michael buys it. Michael doesn't pay attention to the fact that he didn't have an EPL in place. Michael, what are your options to do at that point? Do you have any idea?
Try to go back to JC or pay the suit.
Right. Try to go back to JC and pay the suit, or for probably like $1,500 on your acquisition, you could have put a naked tail policy in place to cover any past actions that JC had, even though he didn't have EPL coverage when he owned the business. So I would have said that.
Right. You said, what do I do? It was already too late. I already acquired.
Right. But, and you do have that option, right? You can go back and sue, go to litigation, and it's going to be expensive and problems. What I'm saying is, by looking at what that operator / owner is doing with their business, understanding what they have in place, taking a peek at, did they care about this? How did their claims history look? Was there a lot of customers involved with general liability claims? It's going to give you an insight to how that operation has actually been running, because you can't run from claims. You can't run from that financial piece of the business. I just think it's a really important piece that a lot of business owners, specifically in that 5 million or less, miss and don't understand and aren't helped to be walked through and coached through. Not to mention, once you get through due diligence, all of the actual pieces that need to change. For example, you sell Unique Genius to Michael, JC, and he starts it up, right? You don't endorse Michael's policies to use and list Unique Genius as an additional named insured, but you're still using the name to do your business, and a customer comes forward with a suit. Does he have GL coverage? Right? So then all of a sudden, everything that you acquire has to be incorporated into that new business, or you don't have the coverage that you thought you did. And so there's a lot of moving parts. The M&A that we deal with, I've had 5 with one customer in the last 2 years. That's a lot of companies to buy in 2 years. Yeah, it sucks.
That's moving.
Yep. And I bet I spent 60 hours on each one.
Deep.
So it's a lot of work, right? And so just food for thought as you guys are out there buying and selling companies.
Yeah, when you see like one of us buy a company, are you like, oh sweet, or are you like, oh shit?
You know, I mean, listen, you guys buy companies, I make money, right? So it's cool. I just got to work hard for it and do the right things. What's really crazy is I've seen some people really mess it up. And yes, you know, there's E&O in place for the insurance carrier, right, or agency, and you guys have protections in certain areas, but like it doesn't end well. Like it's bad. It's real bad. And so, just make sure you know what you're doing and asking the right questions. And if you go to an insurance professional and you say, hey, I have a merger and acquisition, what do I need to do? If their explanation isn't 20 minutes or longer, go call somebody else, because it's not easy. It's hard.
I appreciate that. Let's do this. Jai, why don't you play us to a commercial break? I know we're live today. Or wait, are we live? Are we still live?
Yes.
I think we're still live. We got commercials to play. We got to do some commercials. Shout out Turfs Up Radio. We'll be back. I want to do like a quick round robin of just some like do's and don'ts with acquisitions and things that we've seen play out well and things we've seen play out poorly. And then we got to do a little prices right. Oh, you stopped the music. Was I talking too long? Okay. Still play the music. Do the commercial. My bad.
Yeah. First time that's ever happened.
Shut up. Come on. Turn it up. Turn it way up.
With Crest Commercial, with insane power and extreme longevity, the era of batteries trailing behind gas engines is over. With the Crest revolutionary 8-minute cyber system, Crest Commercial landscape tools provide the same power and performance as their gas-powered counterparts, as much as a 2-stroke engine. Plus, the Crest 60-volt CyberPack batteries charge in 8 minutes or less. Professional landscapers can finally make the switch to battery without sacrificing performance, power, or runtime. Crest, it's the only choice to replace gas. For more information or to find a dealer near you, visit Crest.com.
Hey everybody, Wayne Vose, the Prophet, your host of Profit Time here on Turfs Up Radio. If you listen to my show, you know I'm all about profit. As an industry, profit is something we fail to meet most of the time. If you're working hard but not seeing the results that you deserve, Profits Unlimited is here to help. We offer processes and systems designed specifically to make your company more successful, more profitable, and certainly more efficient. When you're ready to take your company to the next level, reach out to me at profitsareus.com. That's profitsareus.com. And don't forget to turn into Profit Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m.
Hey, Turfs Up Radio fans, do you know what time it is? That's right, it's time for Turfs Up Radio. Now you can catch it streaming live 24/7 with pro talk, pro tips, and pro interviews. Simply visit turfsupradio.com.
That got quiet. That just faded out. Look at the production value. All right, we're back, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Doing a little home service happy hour right here on Turfs Up Radio. We're live. We're live on the radio. We're live on the Instagrams. We're live on the Facebooks, the YouTubes, you name it. We're live on LinkedIn because this is just totally professional type of content here. We're talking mergers and acquisitions. I want to do, we got to get to prices right because that's everybody's favorite. We got to get to the prices right. But first I want to do just like, I'm going to go round robin again. I'm going to start with Rob and we're going to bring it back. We're going to finish with Corey again. I want to hit on just do's and don'ts, things you've seen, things you've experienced, things that you like, things you don't like. Give like a top one or top two things of learnings with buying or selling businesses. What you think, Rob? You're on mute, by the way. You hit the mute button.
Sorry, I didn't want to be like Michael talking in the back of the music when it was going on. We're just hanging out off stage with hot mics. I'll say the biggest thing is you got to keep your foot on the gas pedal the whole time as you're trying to get ready to sell. Like you can't publish that like we don't really know what we're gonna do, or that we're gonna be out of the game. We're throwing our keys in. By the way, does anybody want to buy this car as it's coasting in and we haven't put gas in it, we haven't marketed, and we've been telling all of our clients goodbye and all that kind of stuff. So I mean, I would certainly say that.
I want to tell a quick story about that because we didn't buy a business one time in Cincinnati. This guy like wanted to sell, and he said, "I want 40 grand for my stuff," and we said, "Nah, like." Good luck, go get it. We'll pay you 10. You're kind of he's doing the thing you talked about. Like he's saying, I'm exiting. And we're like, well, it's just not worth that much. And your price isn't right. And so we'll give you 10 grand to scoop it up. And he's like, nope, it's worth more than that. And we're like, cool, like go get it. Like 2 months later, he came to us and he's like, okay, I'll take your 10. And we're like, wait, what? Like you haven't done anything for your customers and it's late April. Your customers are all gone. They all are using somebody else. Like it's worth zero.
Yeah.
Like send us the client list and we'll take care of them. But most of them are already gone. We're not going to write you a check for this. And he's like, nope. Or I think we said we'd give him like a % of revenue we got from his clients. Said, nope. He literally shut his like due to arrogance and hubris, he shut his business down for $0. It's like, keep the gas pedal down, man. Like if you don't sell it, you got to be ready to produce it because the minute you stop producing it, those clients are gone and they're clicking on somebody else's Google ad.
Well, and on that, I'll say if you know a company that's going out of business and they're not doing anything to sell it, put a little reminder every 3 months to see when that URL expires and buy that URL, because I guarantee you that pretty much every company out there should be able to net more than that $14.99 cost for an additional URL that redirects to your website. We got, I don't know, $8 grand off of one website And the guy finally like realized what we'd done. And he's like, you should give me money every time, and I'll just refer people to you. And then like referred 4 more jobs. And then it was like, I think he expected to be paid like the best salesperson ever and get like 25 or 30% of it. And I'm like, dude, we're struggling just to get your clients to pay our price. Like,
Yeah. JC, what you got?
I blacked out for a second. What's the question? I'm not even drinking.
Dark ass room. Just like a couple wins or losses or do's or don'ts of acquisitions from your experience buying or selling.
Every time you think it's a good idea, it's probably not, especially when it comes to the Christmas light industry. It
sounds like me dating in college.
Yeah, I mean, it needs to make sense. I mean, just because it sounds great, and like I said, it just really depends on the industry. I think Christmas lights is probably one of the worst ones because you get all these clients, you get these jobs, you have all these lights done by these other contractors, and we found it easier just to throw everything out and start fresh on the jobs, and because their mess is completely different than the way you install things. So doing that, and then yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's cheaper to buy or a business is already established, and like that one I said that we got for $20,000, that made sense. But sometimes it's cheaper just to invest in marketing money and go that route and steal their clients. So just got to look at it from all sides, and just because it sounds like an easy win, it might not be, and then you might end up with a headache and regret it, like I did.
From a nerdy bookkeeping standpoint, it's either client acquisition or it's client acquisition. Even Ron Musgraves chimed in. He said, "Don't buy equipment, buy revenue." It's client acquisition. So when somebody says, "Hey, I'll sell it to you for 100% of revenue," I say, "My client acquisition cost is 30%." Like, why would I pay you 100% of revenue for your shitty clients when I could just go pay Google 30%? I know what it costs me to go get a new client. I'm not going to pay you 100%. I can go get it for better than 30. So it's just client acquisition. Michael, hit me.
So that was my first, and I love that.
Sorry, I know.
I have one because my second one might be better because your story made me think about another one too. Is buying the business, like give a deal, and then he backed out. Here's a lot of experience from the share here. Is we've all heard like speed to lead, right? You want every interaction you have with your client, you want to push them as far down that sales funnel as you possibly can, right? One call close, whatever you want to call it. It's the exact opposite when somebody wants to sell a business or buy a business. How many people do you know? Maybe you've been here. The moment you decide I want to sell my business, it's like the most freeing feeling. You haven't done anything, but just the fact that like I'm done, like I'm free of this thing.
That was
awesome
me.
feeling.
That was me exiting our Minneapolis maid service business. Like the minute that I literally called Dulkey, and I remember like I was on my way to the office and like one of my employees quit, and I called Dulkey on my way to our office, and I was like, Dulkey, I'm selling this piece of shit, man. I'm so done with it. And like I decided right then and there, and it was like I lost 50 pounds in that moment. It's crazy.
So this is you guys are teeing this up perfectly. So what happens then, and I can't tell you how many clients I've worked with over the years to do this. When I'm ready to sell, you stop putting your heart, soul, effort into it, right? And if I'm a buyer, what am I looking for? Am I looking for a business where the owner's checked out for 2, 3, 6, 12 months? That's kind of the business just floundering, or am I trying to buy a business that's thriving? So I try to tell the clients that I work with and people in my network is the moment you decide you want to sell your business, the next 12 months, you need to work harder than you probably ever have because you need to make your business sexy. There's not a line of people waiting to buy a home service business with $150,000 of profit. There's not. And so how do you make your business more appealing? You do it by making it sexy. Like, we're answer the phone. We got a good culture. That's what an investor wants to see. And it's the opposite for somebody who wants to buy a business, is knowing that mindset is let it drag out. Speed to lead is not the case for this because 99 times out of 100, somebody that is that 250 or below in EBITDA is checked out. They want to sell their business. They've checked out, and you want to buy their customer list. And if their customer list is every 2-3 years, pressure washing, if you don't buy it for 6 months, it's not like it's going to be ruined. But they're going to be, this is kind of sad. They're going to be demoralized. They're going to be more bitter. They're going to be more upset, and they're just going to want to liquidate and get out. And so you don't need to just jump on and buy businesses immediately, especially the ones below the 200,000 EBITDA. Let time run its course, and 9 times out of 10, they're going to become more desperate and come back to you. That's why I love your story, Dan, because it's so true. I've seen that so many times. 6 months later, like, okay, I'll take that 20 grand now. And you're like, it ain't 20 grand now, it's 3. And they'll take 3 too.
Yeah.
So
or
yeah,
0, or they'll take 0.
And hopefully people that listening to this like resonate with a story similar to that, whether you've wanted to be the person that sold or you've bought a business a year after you talked to them the first time, is it's much, much more desperation 6-12 months later than there is on day one.
Yeah, don't be in a race. Don't be a desperate buyer. Ron threw a question here. What is the difference? JC, was that a hiccup or was that?
Hiccup.
Okay.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know where he is. Right?
Yeah, that's true. He's in a box. He's in a dark box of emotion. What is the difference in company valuation between a business that has contracted recurring revenue with built-in retention versus a residential seasonal service business that depends on customers calling back each year? I think as long as you have a good follow-up process and you can prove that customers do come back each year, right? Like repeat rate is a real thing and referral rate is a real thing. Contracts are great, but in home services, in a lot of cases, they are hard to get. It is more valuable. But if you can demonstrate a really sound repeat rate, I think you can still get a really high value. It's tougher to get a high value when clients don't repeat for multiple years. Like then you're selling one-off jobs and you're not selling a relationship, and the relationship is the valuable thing. And the
signed contracts do increase your valuation though. If you have like a contract that's for 5 years each year and just kind of like looking at more guaranteed revenue, that's what private equity does, look at that. Or just like the industry as far as like a multiplier, pest control, landscaping, like if you're high recurring, they're going to typically
bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping. Yeah, you want to know the biggest multiplier. If you own a credit card, a merchant processor, jackpot, because every transaction happens and people never quit those. So yeah, get into merchant processing if you got the big multipliers.
All right, we got Corey and I got to drop ours real quick. We learned to do deals based on percentages, especially when we're buying smaller companies. Like JC said, paid the guy 20 grand. We've done some deals like that. Eventually we learned when we're buying smaller companies, pay them a % of revenue that keeps that seller on the hook to keep sending people your way. And they do kind of become your salesperson and you win together. And so it's like a more comfortable relationship. On the flip side of that, if you're selling a small business, it also, by selling by percentage, it also allows you to get paid more because you take on some of the risk, right? The buyer passes some of the risk your way because the buyer only has to pay you if your clients come and pay them revenue. And so now you can actually get paid more because you took some of that risk. I literally like today was emailing back and forth with the guy that bought our St. Louis maid service business. And this was maybe my favorite deal we ever did. We sold it for $200,000, but he paid us 18% of revenue every month until $200,000 was paid. And so I got $200,000 for the business. I didn't get it right away, but that was like the valuation. I had partners and investors in that business. And so like, it was important for me to be able to say, hey, we got paid $200,000 for this business. It was important for Mike, who I sold it to not be out of pocket any more than 18% of revenue in any given month for all of our clients. Cause he knew then he would never be upside down. There was never a month where he'd have to pay me more than he made. Like we did his books at the time. So like he knew his numbers, to Michael's point. He knew his numbers. And so it was such a win-win. He made money every time and he paid me for that client list. I think it took 3 years for him to pay us off at that 18% rate to pay us $200,000, but it was a win for me. It was a win for him. That like having that $200,000 target on it gave us it protected me. Like, but doing the percentage deal is a little scary because you don't know what you're going to get, but at least I was protected. I just didn't know how fast I was going to get it. Mike didn't really care how fast he paid it. There was like a floor that at a minimum, he had to pay us $1,000 a month or something like that. It would drag out 10 years or whatever. But anyway, that was like my favorite deal that I've done. So I think especially when you're buying smaller types of companies, doing percentage of revenue deals like that protects the buyer because it de-risks it and protects the seller in that they can like stay on the hook and try to increase their sale price, if you will. Corey, what you got?
Oh, thank God I got to follow you. I thought I was going to have to follow Michael, who was like, be sexy, and then I'm just sitting here like, have a plan, but no, like really.
That's my motto in life. That's my motto.
Right. But no,
is your motto.
it's It's not even my advice. It's from clients that I've worked with. Be organized and only sell or buy from organized people, right? You can be the most organized organization in the world. And if you're buying or selling to someone that's unorganized, your job just tripled in work, right? And you have much more risk across the board, everything, not just insurance, but the business you're acquiring. They always say you got to have a plan for a plan. So you might wake up one day like you did, Dan, and you might say, I just decided I'm going to get rid of this. But then Michael hit it on the head. You actually have more work to do over the next 12 months, right? It's not just in making your business sexy. It's about being organized so that when push comes to shove, these deals can get done very quickly, or they can drag out for a very long period of time. And if you don't have a plan for a plan, right? If you don't know what you're doing and you're not organized, or you're dealing with someone that can't get information over to you, that doesn't have a way to explain or show how their business is operating, you don't have points of contact, all those things that you're not always thinking about when you're just trying to make a decision. Can this be good for my business if I purchase this business, right? The amount of work, time, and effort and lost money that can come from not having a plan, working with the right people. I mean, we make a joke all the time when we talk about mergers and acquisitions. If you get hurt in our world, like if we're taking care of employees that were injured on the job, right? If they go to a family practitioner, they have a 30% chance of getting back to work in a certain amount of time. Versus if they go to an occupational doctor, they have a 90% chance, right? So the point is, it happens so much better when someone that understands that type of medicine and that type of situation and the job and everything, right? Well, it's no different. If you have an attorney you love and you're like, hey, can you help me through this? And he's like, yeah. You ever done a merger before? No. Can you get it done? Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll get it. Like, you can't do that when you're messing with your business. You can't do that when you're talking about your livelihood and having things crash. So I just think it's about expanding your network, meeting the right people, making sure that you have the right people around you to help you with this. Especially if you've never done it before.
Yeah. It's big. I mean, it's big moves. It's big moves.
It's
No
big
matter
moves.
the size of your business, it's bigger than usually anything you've ever done before. But it can move the needle so much faster for you too.
Right.
For what it's worth, the minute I said I'm done with this damn business, we did have our shit together, right? Like, we were a real company, and I think we sold that thing within 3 to 4 weeks, and we listed it at like nobody will pay us this. We got that number. And I think it's just like we had everything together, and the buyer of that business I still stay in touch with. It was a maid service business. They still clean my house, and he still says, and I think he way overpaid us. Don't get me wrong. He still says that was the best deal he ever did because we had our shit together, so he didn't inherit a mess.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's part of the way you stay sexy, right? Like, it sounds boring, but it is how you stay sexy because people want shit to be organized.
That is how I stay sexy. You are right. That is why Marty's still married to me. Jai, hit us with one more commercial break, and then we're gonna do some speed. We're gonna do some speed prices right to finish this baby off. I think we're gonna stop it at 5. We have 6 if we need a play off. We're gonna stop it at 5. We'll be right back. Yo.
Are you a military family with a spouse on deployment away from home? Did you know that nonprofit Project Evergreen has thousands of volunteers across the country ready to help military families with lawn, landscape, and snow removal services? We call it Green Care and Snow Care for troops. If you are a military family and would like to receive this free service, or if you'd like to volunteer to help, visit projectevergreen.org. Project Evergreen, creating a greener, healthier, cooler Earth, 1 yard at a time.
If you haven't heard of Toa Tools yet, it's time to plug in. They're the pros when it comes to charging infrastructure and power management. Their PDM power distribution system automatically cycles charges for any brand of commercial batteries. No more one brand headaches. Stack as many outlets as you need, save space with their sleek design, and stay mobile with BPS battery power stations. Perfect for zero-emission landscaping crews, HOAs, even camping trips or a day of fishing. More charging, less hauling, more time making money. Toa Tools, designed for pros, by pros. Check them out at toatools.com or drop a line to info@toatools.com. Toa Tools, it's time to plug in.
From the East Coast to the West Coast and around the world, no one rocks like Turfs Up Radio. Turfs Up Radio, your industry, your station.
Oh, here we go.
You're just like,
yeah. I was like, my phone was in front of my little square, so I was saying, Jai, hit my mute button, but he couldn't hear me because I was muted. So,
I thought sometimes it used to like just automatically mute you and unmute you. What happened to that?
I don't know.
AI Jai's the automatic.
Yeah, that's AI. Right. It's JI.
JI. No, you beat me to it.
Yeah, I did. All right, we got some businesses for sale, y'all. Since we're talking M&A, we got a little home service happy hour prices right for you. I'm just going. You guys know how the Price is Right works. If you don't, you're probably going to lose because you can't overbid. You got to underbid. You can bid $1 and still win. I'm going to screen share. I'm going to get this baby ready. We're going to start off with what I think is actually the trickiest one. Oh, Jai, you got any good Price is Right music for us? You got any good Price is Right music in the background? Oh, hey, Jai, can you do one other thing? Can you move the home service happy hour logo away, like so it's not right over my face on this? I like looked at our little monitor here. It was funny. All right, you know we're rocking the Microsoft Word here for this one with some screenshots. This is going to be the hardest one. So this like you'll have to think about this one, then you'll get dialed in. Guy, hit me with some Price is Right tunes when you got something lined up. We got a turnkey established spray foam and fiber insulation business. This could be you in the Tyvek suit, spraying some foam. They give Omaha. I don't know. Yeah, it is in Omaha. Oh yeah, that's the city. Angela's not even here.
Angela got this one.
Yeah, she would nail this one. She probably knows this guy. She probably knows the dude in this picture. Established in 2022, and this one's gonna be the trickiest because they just give no info, like just so little info. So this is gonna be just a random ass guess. The listing price that you can't see includes vehicles. It doesn't even say how many vehicles, but there's some details down here. 2 spray foam rigs, 1 fiber rig. So I think that's 3 vehicles if you're talking rigs. Collateral. This one cracked me up. Collateral. You know.
Extra
it's a write-off, so you write it off. Some tools, some operational infrastructure to continue operations immediately. Who writes these things, man?
It's the Department of Redundancy Department.
They obviously don't know what ChatGPT is.
It's pure comedy. You can get collateral and operational infrastructure to continue operations. It reminds me of was that Austin Powers, like, allow myself to introduce myself. So we got 3 full-time employees. We got a facility and operations shared facility space. Again, they're just crushing the redundancy. Secure storage, parking for vehicles and trailers, lean operational footprint, which I think means they have a small space. Lean operational footprint. They got a spray foam rig on an F650. They have a blow-in installation rig on an F650, and they have a spray foam support unit F250 with a 12-foot spray foam trailer. Diversified revenue streams, field operations managers for direct training on operations, sales, systems, processes, equipment troubleshooting. The blueprint takeoff team for compiling scope of work on jobs and bidding. It's hard to even read this. Like whoever wrote this just has like thoughts in fragments.
If only there was like AI that could help you put this in a professional context in less than 3 seconds.
Or a 5th grader. Could have been a 5th grader. Could have put this in better context. That was why I started with this one. I just wanted to have some fun right away because this cracked me up the whole time I was reading it. Like, what would somebody be buying? It's really.
I'm going to guess he's underinsured, Corey.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. You might be uninsurable. You might be uninsurable based on the way this is
highly likely. All right. So you got to put a bid in. You can throw it in the private chat. You can write it on something and put it up on the screen. Well, I'll try to I don't want people throwing their numbers in too early. If you're ready with the number and we're going to do it in the private chat, I'll say go. Rob's already throwing his in there, but that gives away. You gave too much information.
I already got my number. It's not going to change.
I do too.
Somebody might cheat on
Rob's
it.
Number sucks. So,
all right. Rob says tree fitty. Corey, Michael's going 85K. JC's at 875K. The spread. Jai Jai goes 800. What you got, Corey?
Nice,
I'm at
like
$190K.
190K.
Yeah.
I think Rob 400K. Rob's
my
right
God.
there with Tree Fitty. 400K. For
Do you
three
have anything I can see, like a profit and loss statement, maybe, like anything?
He's got 3 trucks. He's got 3 rigs and collateral. Didn't you see that this guy has collateral?
Collateral.
Okay.
He just looked like the guy though that like thinks he's overvaluing his company with the 3 trucks, can't write, doesn't know what he's talking about. That's why I figured he was going high.
Yeah.
Well, what I love
We
too
really
about
don't
that-
know what he does. Maybe with 3 trucks, he only does. Oh, Danny came in at 525. That's pretty close, but overbid. Price is right rules. This is price is right.
But like
Let's
you
do
want
this
to
one.
put the years of those vehicles too. Like if that's a 10-year-old,
Yes.
650, that's a huge difference. And granted, if
Maybe that's why he didn't put the years. Of, maybe it's
3
like-
years in, like if it was brand new, even then, what does he still owe? Like $150,000 on it, like, and is underinsured. And
I'm
now you're gonna give him
assuming.
more money.
Well, no, he paid straight cash because
Hello.
his business is worth $400K.
You're right.
Good.
Yeah, he paid cash with that shit. All right. Here's number 2. Rob's up 1-0. We got an established fencing franchise with a proven revenue and market presence. This business does have a little bit of data. It was established like 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. They're doing just under 600,000 in revenue last year. Highlights include established revenue and operations from day one, projected territory with growth. Oh, protected, not projected. I read protected. Yeah. Like we think we could go over here. Protected territory with growth potential, recession resilient service with recurring demand. Because even when people don't have money, they still need fences.
They have a fenceopoly? Does that say protected territory?
They do have a protected territory for their franchise. It's a franchise. It's a franchise.
Oh, franchise protect. Okay, I missed
Roll
that.
up. Where's this located?
This is Omaha. This is all Omaha.
Oh,
Now you
all
know.
Omaha today. Okay.
They're all Omaha today. Residential, commercial, and government opportunities. I always love when they list opportunities. It's like you could pay us for shit that hasn't been done yet. That could, like
You
you're
can sell the government if you want to.
backed by a respected national brand because you know they're a franchise. This one cracks me up. They did 588 full-time employees, 1 salesperson. So like everybody else quit. So I'm selling. I'm the guy that Rob was talking about. Hey.
But that's what they're looking for though. Like that's what they even said. Everybody wants to go after HVAC and plumbing and electrical and all that. But fence companies, the subs, and we'll see how all the ICE stuff impacts subs and everything for it. But like if they can just buy that brand and just that
Go sell
salesperson,
some stuff. Yeah. Go sell some stuff. The question is, what is it worth? So facilities, they got a 2020, at least they have years on these ones. 2022 Ram Tradesman 2500, Wrap 2024 Ford Maverick Hybrid, 2024 14K rated trailer, 20-foot long dual axle, a forklift, a 10x10 tent for home shows.
This is gonna be nuts.
Marketing, brand materials, and various equipment and supplies. I'm not going to read about growth and expansion or any of the rest of this. The reason for selling is family obligations or their entire team quit on them. One of the two. Not really sure, but they did 588,000 in revenue last year, and they have 1 full-time sale. You get 1 full-time sale.
Company that's terrible.
Yeah,
All right.
they're struggling. They're struggling, and you could buy this struggling business in Omaha if you want it. What we got? Jai says 950K. Or Jai, was that your bid for the last one? No, that was your bid for this one. Jai, you're gonna be over. This is below 950K. You don't want to bid over. Rob says 249. Michael says 150. JC's at 340. Where's Corey at? Corey's at 495. That's everybody, right? Yeah.
150 is what he got in.
Oh,
there.
Jai rebid at
What's your guess, Dan?
315.
What?
Man, that's Rob again. Well, Jai rebid. Jai, did you rebid after I said that to just like get back into the ballpark? Or was the 950 your one from the last
Don't
one?
let him do it, Jai. He plays favoritism. Just say no. He let Cole Sikafus beat me the other day. It's like, oh, Cole, it's fine.
So funny story. That was my Chat GPT answer. I just gave it real quick. I got a fence company that did 5. I might have got the fucking 5
You're
to 8 wrong.
cheating.
But it was pretty close.
Yeah. I can't hear Jai. His microphone's not working. I didn't hear him. Did he say anything? I don't know what. He's over there somewhere. Jai.
Oh shit! I was off stage. Yeah, I did rebid.
Okay. I'm not giving it to you. I'm a stickler.
I can't believe his asking price was less than $500,000 based on how that was written.
Right?
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. I've seen like worse.
Yeah.
prices.
No, it's not.
It was fairly reasonable.
But at the same time,
I gotta go, guys. I'm already out. I'm over 2, so I'll see you on the next.
Michael's
been
out.
around for 2
Michael's
years.
out, and it's
so.
just
I
getting
forfeit.
exciting.
Forfeit.
It's just getting exciting. Rob's in the lead 2-0. But now that Michael's out, that gives the odds to Corey, JC, or Jai to make a comeback here. This one's like a real business for sale. So this one, this is a real business now. Jai, that's why I couldn't hear the music before, is you were off stage.
Oh yeah.
Now
Because
I know
I was off stage. Yeah.
Dude, in a couple of years, we're gonna have this shit dialed in. We're gonna figure out all the ways that we can.
Sorry, guys. Well, but we did, put out the audio for the radio show. Everybody on the radio could hear it, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're getting there. All right, we have an electrical contractor. EBITDA was just under 2 million. Gross revenue was almost 20 million. So, profit margin wise, they're a little over 10%. Not huge for an electrical contractor, but they're profitable.
Wait, photo. The photo is kind of funny because it's an outlet, but it says no photo available.
Isn't that weird? I noticed the same thing. It's just no photo available, and so they just show an outlet. But is that because it's an electrical contractor, or is that just their? So who's ringing? Who's ringing over there?
Sorry.
It's gotta be Corey. There's a whole bunch of stuff that they wrote. They've got vehicles and trucks listed for $3 million as part of the value of the 17 million, or excuse me, of the purchase price. So that's what they expect the vehicles and equipment to be worth. What does it say? Full service commercial, industrial, residential, electrical contracting business. Provides service to Nebraska and Iowa, from lighting and power to high voltage to fiber optics and data cabling. Tiered management is already in place because they're actually a real business. They're doing 17 million. The business has built its reputation as an expert in the field and industry leader, all while building on impressive customer lists from big box retailers to major supermarket chains, as well as schools, public institutions, many more. So they've got a solid clientele. And that's about it. Like I said, $3 million of their asking price is trucks, and the guy or gal is retiring. They're not all of their employees quit on them.
I bet I'm way over. I'm not changing my bid.
These ones are trickier to These ones are real. These ones are real prices. Yeah. Jai went with 30 mil. Jai's at 30. Rob's at 13.
What's ChatGPT's answer? JC?
You guys are cheating over there.
But I think the key on that is he's showing those numbers. And then wondering what would PE actually buy it for versus what he's expecting another person to buy it for.
That's a good point. So Rob says 13. Corey's at 9.5. JC. Oh, JC's in here. JC's in at 15 milli. Let's do the reveal. Wow. Ooh. 8 mil. Everybody overbid. Nobody gets it. Everybody on the high side.
That's supposed to tell us that, and then we
4 plus 3.
I know, but I don't.
God damn it!
I forgot what the price was.
Just to be clear, I put the wrong number in. That's how bad my simple math. I'm dead serious. What I did, I was like, you know what? I'm going 2 times EBITDA plus the furniture and shit. So I was at 4, right? Plus, what was it? Another 3 was 7. Yeah. And then I was going to, so that's so stupid. And then I was going to go down to 6.9 and I put 9.9. Anyway, no big deal. I'm just mad. It was stupid.
It's incredible. All right. Well, here's a chance for redemption. We still got 2 or 3 more here. We can crank these babies out. We got an underground construction company. They're doing 1.8 just under 2 million in revenue. Cash flow, which I don't always trust what they put in for cash flow because owner discretionary is always a weird thing in there. Over 500,000. Established in 1990. These guys have been around for 30 plus years. Well-established underground construction business for sale in Nebraska. Customers include developers, municipalities, government, other utility contractors. So work is no issue. They do some infrastructure repairs. I'm not going to read all that shit. There's 813,000 of assets that are included in that asking price. It comes with 4 employees. It's another, like, you know, it's no $20 million electrical contractor company, but it's no joke of a business. Jai and Corey both going with 1.3. Both going 1.3.
Let me change mine.
No, it's in there. It can be a tie.
Can I change mine then? No.
Yeah, you can change yours to 1,300,000.
Huh?
No, that won't work because then if you overbid, he's gonna overbid too. You have to thread. You want to go just above him, Jai.
I mean, they could do 129.99.
Good. Rob, are you in? Did you drop an answer
first?
If this comes in at 1.295, I'm gonna die.
All right. Oh, Rob, you're 3 mil. Okay, Rob's at 3. Jai's at 1.3. JC's at 750,000.
Rob's a wee bit high.
Corey's at 1.3. Jai went down to 1.2 to give him some breathing room. I don't see that's the thing. I don't remember any of these.
Jeez.
1.725. Corey takes one.
And Jai.
Corey and Jai. Yeah, Jai gets half point. Jai gets half point. Corey gets half point. That's a pricey one, but that guy's got a lot of cash flow. He's got a lot of cash flow. Good margin structure. All right. We got one more to see if you guys tie Rob. And then if there's a tiebreaker, I got one more after this one. But we got Elite Painting Services. I don't know what endure and exterior. I don't know why interior and exterior. I don't know why he went indoor to exterior. Like you could have just stuck with interior.
Interior,
yeah. This is like a business that we would see for sale, you know, like around any of us. We got 663,000 of revenue, just like an average normal competitor hanging out. Says he cash flows 300,000, which tells me this guy is in the field painting a lot. Lucrative painting business covering Omaha and surroundings, offer premium, top quality paint and service. We don't go after low end price driven sales. We don't pull in just any subcontractor we can get. We hire great people. We are unique and have an impeccable reputation. They're unique enough to do 663,000 of paint. Average job takes 2 days. 2 painters / techs. Says some stuff about reputation, which doesn't matter. Right? Am I wrong? Like
I'm laughing about $25 billion plus industry AI recession proof.
Yeah. Don't you know that?
That kills me.
Know that?
Don't you know that they won't build robots that can paint? Really? Like,
that's funny. That's really funny.
Omaha is booming as well.
How many employees?
Somewhere in here, I thought
they only hire great people.
Mm-hmm.
Corey and I.
Oh, damn! You guys are right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, you're probably not going to win this one.
You don't think so?
You got to thread that needle pretty tight there.
No, Jai's the one that's got to thread it. I'm good as long as it's over 549.
No, then you're overbid. You got to go 501. You got to go 500.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm trying to get it exact, Dan. It's all or nothing right now.
No, well, we play price. This is Price is Right, Corey. We play.
I don't care. I want to win on the dot. I want that bell to go off where you win like the extra $1,000 or whatever.
All right. So Jai is in at 500. Corey's in at 549. Rob's in at 250. JC's in at 348 for this here painting business.
What?
$95,000. Everybody overbid. I mean,
What?
Rob is the winner. It's $95,000. Nobody's even.
That sounds like a divorce sale.
Rob is the closest. Yeah, this guy is the guy that just wants out and actually like he waited too long to sell, and he's like, I will take anything. Because yeah, if you're doing, I mean, like 95,000 for 663,000 of sales, it's a bit on the low side, but I can see it. But like if he's really cash flowing 300,000, which there's no way he actually is, if that's what he's asking for.
Well, the other question on that is
weird.
like they didn't put the established fee. Like, why would you not put that? Like, that's gonna play a major role in that. Oh yeah, you're lucrative. Yeah, painting could be lucrative, but yeah, we did this in the last 3 years. Like, good luck, buddy.
Yep. Well, Rob, glad to have you in the shop instead of in the car, and then you got to play, and you are the winner. You win.
Sweet.
The show is actually gonna buy you. What's up, Robert Smith? Robert Smith in the house.
Beer next week.
Yeah, we'll buy you a beer next week, or like a bunch of them.
All the enchiladas I can have that are left when I show up at 9 o'clock.
JC doesn't get any because he's not coming. Corey doesn't get any because he's not coming. Jai doesn't get any because he lives on the other side of the planet. So it's just really
I will take their portions.
Rob, you coming to Florida?
For Light It Up?
Yeah.
No.
The ice fishing sucks down there. We're going up north. And we're going to slam. The crappies are biting. The walleyes are biting. The overweight ladies at JR's are probably biting.
Is the ice thicker than normal up there?
It's I mean, like, I bet it was pushing 30 inches last weekend where I was at because it's been super cold and not much snow on the ice. And so the ice just keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker.
It was 20 degrees warmer in Red Lake than it was in Salisbury for the past week.
Really?
It's stupid how cold it's been. It's been like 11 and 15 degrees and shouldn't exist here.
This weekend up there, 40 for a high every day. And then when you guys get here, cold front comes in, snows, and it gets down into like the teens. But it'll still be nice enough out to get outside and screw around. But this weekend,
I'm getting blown up, guys. I got to run.
Yep.
All right. See you, Corey.
See you, Larry.
I got Jack Hardigan on the show tonight, who none of you guys know, but he's a huge landscape company in the Twin Cities here. And I think he sold, but he was in a CEO roundtable group of mine. A young whippersnapper. He was like 24 and he had a $6 million company. He's one of those guys. And just like nobody would know about him because he's just local and keeps his mouth shut. But I think he exited and now he's starting some new stuff up. I think he's coming on the show tonight. I texted him yesterday. I still haven't heard back from him because he's like a young whippersnapper, and that's kind of what young whippersnappers do. So I'm gonna try to catch up with what did I say his name was? Hardigan. I just totally blank. Jeff, Jack. It starts with J. John, Jimmy. Could be Jimmy.
Jesus.
That's it. No, it's Jack. It's definitely Jack. It's been, I haven't seen the guy in like 2 years probably since I exited. No, yeah. Celery Jack. But I'm excited to catch up with him if I hear back from him, if he shows up. So I might be back at 8 p.m. Central Time, or I might text Rob and JC and be like, hey, do you guys want to BS tonight and drink a beer with me? Because my guest isn't showing up. So we'll see. It might be our episode with Jack, or it might be a who's around and wants to talk shit and drink a beer. Might be one of those episodes.
You'll be live on the radio too. Again,
we'll be live on the radio too. 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern, whatever else time zones you would be in that would apply to you. Until then, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn some pride. We'll see you back in a few hours. Peace. Baby dip, dip, dip. Dip, 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 dip.